Hey everyone, welcome. Today I would like to explore with you today what artificial intelligence really is and how to effectively drive innovation in your companies by having an intuitive understanding of it. In my firm, we help companies add to their bottom line by analyzing their business processes and designing intelligent data solutions that augment their employees' work. Imagine a business who have computers. I used to do a little bit of trading in the 90s. I would go to the library and do research on stocks in books and newspapers. I would then phone my broker. I imagine them writing down my orders on a piece of paper and then maybe transferring them to a computer to send them to the exchange. But would a business like this survive today, doing research in a library on outdated information? Probably not. Leaders that embraced computers in the 90s and surround themselves with people that saw their potential transform their organizations. The flip side of this is obviously that companies that didn't do that are not with us anymore. It's even difficult to imagine, right? A company that's not using computers in some shape or form today. And I think artificial intelligence is a technology at least as important as computers are. In our experience, a lot of executives get this, but then they jump on the AI train a little bit too fast. They want all of the AIs, but really just to be able to say they're using AI. They don't fully appreciate what kind of problems AI is good for and what kind of problems they will basically spend all of their budgets on without a lot to show for it. And I think it's difficult to lead a modern organization without an intuition for the technology that the company is built on. Developing such intuition is a critical role of a leader that strongly correlates with the company's success. So my goal with today's presentation is to give you a seed of this intuition by going a little bit deeper than most of the executive guides to AI. In my view, the best way to assess a new technology is to ask two fundamental questions. How does this technology reduce cost, or how it can produce value? After all, AI deployments, and actually all the technology deployments, should be a response to a business strategy rather than a technological trend. So let's dig deeper into this analogy between AI and computers. Computers do exactly one thing, and that's arithmetic. The magic of self-driving cars, high-frequency trading is built on computing numbers. Deep down, computers are just souped-up calculators. The fact that they appear to do more is a testament to the power of arithmetic. So framing it through a business question, the semiconductor revolution reduced the cost of computation, freeing up the original computers, people that calculated numbers. And later it led to production of value in thousands of new applications for everything from data storage to word processing. The link between computers and arithmetic was clear in those early days. Computers basically sped up the exact process that people were doing on a paper or a calculator. Today, we don't even remember that link. And the intuition here is that the same things are going to happen with AI. Today, AI is mainly reducing costs and optimizing processes. Soon, it will be creating new business sectors, and it's going to be so ingrained in our business and society, it will be unthinkable for a company not to use AI in some shape or form. So going back to this analogy, the one thing that AI makes abundant and inexpensive is prediction. I'll show you how advances in AI are linked to that and how it relates to the value of some human skills. What are the implications of that for the business strategy and for the leaders? But let's define AI first. This term, artificial intelligence, is very loaded. It's been stretched and deformed for marketing purposes for years. It's lost its technical, useful meaning. It's a very broad term that ranges from concrete deployable solutions to science fiction fantasies, putting it mildly. From the picture, I'm clearly talking about the artificial intelligence in the bottom right corner. But I love applications of technology that provide clear value. So I want to take it down a notch. Talk business, not buzzwords. So for the rest of the presentation, I'll be talking about what's called narrow AI. It's an application of AI technology to a specific, clearly defined problem, like playing Go or detecting fraud in bank transactions. It's in contrast to something called general AI, which is a system that can solve many problems on its own, a system that is self-aware. Nothing like this exists yet. It's a stuff of science fiction. It's the Skynet from Terminator or The Matrix. Talking about this is more of a philosophical discussion, and it's better taken up over a bottle of whiskey after the presentation. So, of course, that line between narrow and general AI is moving to the point where there's a joke in the community. AI is all the cool things that the computers can't do yet. Some of those things that we'll be discussing today seemed impossible 5 years ago and were glorified as AI. Now those algorithms are barely machine learning.